5 years and still talking. This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, hello, everybody. This is the Ramble, and I am your humble and obedient host, Alex. Yes, Alex Bennett, and we'll be here until midnight Eastern Daylight Time if you're watching us live. If not, the party goes on forever. In fact, this will run all weekend long. Okay. So, have it as you will. Anyway, how are you? Good to see you. Man, I've been feeling crappy today. I don't know why. I'll tell you, I've been taking these pills. Okay. This is it's called pregabalin. Can you see that? Pregabalin. It sounds like a Jerry Lewis drug, right? Pregabalin. And it's what do you call it? Lyrica. It's kind of like Lyrica, except this is the generic. And I take it because I have neuropathy. I have numbness in my feet, and it's been going on for a couple of years now. And I don't really take these that often. But the other day I took it, and because I had the prostate thing, I've had problems with my prostate, pushing up against the bladder and the urethra and stuff, and making it difficult to pee, and sometimes urgency to pee, because I could at any moment have this incredible urgency to urinate, and I'll have to run out of here during the show. But I haven't had to do it yet. I've been able to make it through the whole show. But anyway, so I took these pills the other night. I just took one to put me to sleep, and I woke up and I slept the whole night. And I didn't get up to have to go to the bathroom. And then throughout the day, I found I didn't have to pee that often. And I said, this is maybe the wonder drug that can kind of help me in all of this. So I took one last night, and it didn't work. I'm feeling like there's no tomorrow, okay? And I'm feeling the urgency to pee like crazy. And I don't know why the day before it was working the other way, okay? So I'm not taking this again tonight, and all day it has made me feel crappy. It's made me feel slightly feverish, which I'm not, because I take my temperature during this kind of pandemic we're having to make sure I don't have a fever. I don't. Just took it a while ago, and I was 98.3, okay? And so I'm not going to take these again. Apparently, I only did it for one day, and that's it. And the rest of the day today, man, I've been feeling like just really crappy, And it could have something to do with the weather's been rainy, and then it got better and sunny, so then the pollen came out, so then I started feeling coffee, and, and what I want to have happen is I think I think I had my operation on the 10th 2 months ago, and these seeds, these radioactive seeds, last for about I don't know. So they're supposed to last for about 2 months, and then they just die, and then you just got the seeds in there, and the radiation will go away, and that should probably make me feel a lot better, but I don't feel better yet. Okay, so anyway, Plus, I can't get to the doctor to talk to him about it, and he doesn't care to see me anyway. He's a funny doctor. He has his nurse do everything for him. He's good though. He's great. He's a master craftsman at what he does. But man, the way it's affected my peeing, and sometimes I'm like yesterday I was peeing really well, and today it's like I'm waiting for it to come out, and I have this urgency, and it finally, you have no idea what I'm going through I'm peeing like an old man, okay? Anyway, so if I have to run off to the bathroom, please don't mind me. And plus, the pregabalin, I think, made me feel really crappy today because I took it 2 days in a row. So, anyway. So, anyway, here in New York, things are going along, our governor Mario Cuomo today gave another one of his briefings, which he does 7 days a week. I mean, he's on the case 7 days a week. This is not, and he's getting to look tired. He's getting to look a little exhausted from this whole thing. But anyway, he gave us his daily speech and told us that he's going to keep the schools out now for the rest of the year. That he can't see getting them back into session. And then he was asked about summer school, and he said, well, we're going to have to figure that out. You know, because summer school's a slightly different thing, not as many kids, might be more manageable. Who knows, you know. But this governor isn't taking any risks, you know. He's not just because everybody's yelling, I want to get out of the house, I want to work, I want to do this. He just says, I got to do my job, okay? And if I don't see that it's you know, it's clear to go back in the water, you know, that you haven't waited 45 minutes after eating before going into the water. It's not time to go into the water yet. That he's not gonna say, okay, everybody back in the pool, which a lot of states are doing right now, and they're crazy to do it. I think we're going to hear some big horror stories coming out of these towns that opened up. And there were some of those towns that weren't doing too well to begin with. And you go down to Georgia, everything's opening up down there. That's going to be the big canary in the coal mine. Meanwhile, here we're watching over things, and the death rate went down quite a bit for one day. Every day we've been seeing go down, down, down by drips and drabs. When I joined him, it was almost up to 800. And then now it's been like in the 335 and 330 and the 328. You know, it's been very slow change from day to day on how many deaths there were. And today it went from something like, I don't know, 325 or something, I don't know where it was, down to about 280. So we've gone under 300, which is good, but it's not good for the people who are dead. And this is happening every day, folks. This isn't like, you know, so far we've had, you know, 280 people die. No, that was yesterday. Now let's see what happens now in the next couple of days. Let's see if the deaths go somewhere else. And are they using the Revisidea or whatever in New York? We don't know yet, but we'll be able to find out and so on. But anyway, let me see here. Let me make sure I got the screen up. Yeah. Let's go to the big screen here. The big we like to look at this every night. This is our way of checking out what's happening with the big coronavirus fad that's going on in the world. 3,343,302 have been totally confirmed. Okay. The rest have been bar mitzvahed. And let me see here. Total deaths in the world, 238,506. Not good. Not good. Those are people that didn't need to die. Didn't need to die. But let's go to the United States. Let's go to the big board in the United States and see what the story is here. Oh, look. We're at 1,103,461 totally confirmed cases. You watch that rise precipitously now that some of these states are going crazy time, okay? It's not gonna be fun. 64,808 deaths. 64,808 deaths, of which 18,399 are right here in New York City. Okay, so that's that's a number that's not good. Okay, I mean, in fact, if we go back up, can I go back up to the world? I wonder how I get back to the world here. I guess I can. Maybe I do it this way. Well, I can. The thing is, if you look at the I don't know how we get back to the world. That's the problem. So I'll just reboot it here. Okay, hold on a second while that reboot takes place. Okay, here we go. Okay, Here's the world. And come on, yeah. Now you see over here they have total deaths 238,650. Well, number one in deaths is Italy. Okay, if you go by, it's a weird thing they're doing here. United Kingdom is second, France is third, Spain is fourth. But actually, we're first. We have more deaths in the whole country. But what they did was they then said New York City. And if New York City were a country, New York City were a country, they would have the fifth amount of deaths with the virus, with the happy little coronavirus. Michigan, second in the United States, only 1,802. See, but we're right up there. That's a very high number. That's why I don't go out that often, okay? And that's why I worry every day that I'm going to come down with it. By the way, well, I'll talk about that in a moment. With Spain, they got 213,435, 24,543 deaths. Italy, 207,428 with 28,236 deaths, and then we go on down and down and down. By the way, the best place to be in the world is Comoros, which has one confirmed and no deaths. Okay, followed by the Western Sahara. If you care to go to the Western Sahara, wait a minute, hold on a second. I have a problem with this. There we go. Wait a minute. Western Sahara doesn't have that many. Come on, Western Sahara. There, they have 6 total confirmed deaths. Confirmed and 0 deaths up there. And you got Yemen and Bhutan and Papua New Guinea and Suriname and Gambia and Nicaragua and places like St. Kitts, right? It's down there where that light is flashing. St. Kitts, 15 total confirmed, 0 deaths. So those are the places to go if you want to live. Okay. So anyway, that's the map for tonight. Quite a situation we got here. Let me see here. I never learn how to do that correctly because I have to get to another page here so I can see. Oh, there are already a lot of you watching tonight. Well, anyway, so today was the big day for us. It was time for our Costco delivery, and they brought us our stuff, and I actually ordered up some things that I didn't know if they'd have them. The bacon, okay, which I love this thick bacon they've got, and toilet paper. We ordered toilet paper. We go through a thing called Instacart, and they send somebody down there, and he goes and shops for you, and then he comes to your place and drops it off, and they charge about $40 for that whole deal. But anyway, I thought some of those things just wouldn't show up. Okay, and they did. They did. Yes, got the toilet paper. Yay! 30 rolls of toilet paper. That's good for, well, the way my stomach's been lately, about 15 days. No, it's good. That's good because they're the big thick rolls too. So that'll take care of us for, at least almost 2 months, I would say, of toilet paper. And what else do we get? Oh, we got cheese, and we got a whole bunch of stuff. But everything I ordered from Costco, they brought over. So that was good. And then Marjorie went down and did a shopping, and we got some of my bread that I like and things like that. And, so we're kind of hunkered down for the long haul here. And I think it's gonna, I'm hoping we're gonna be okay. We don't plan on going out anytime soon, and we do a lot of Zoom things. Like we had cocktails the other day with the Zellers, and I called my friend Shecky, and I hadn't seen him in ages, and I got to see him. And let's see here. What, Alex? You don't use Skype? Well, I don't use Skype with people that I want to do a whole bunch of people at the same time, and they're not really all good at using computers because Zoom is so simple. Any idiot can operate it. You know, I mean, uh, Jack Bishop could run Zoom. I mean, that's how simple it is for the non techie people. Skype is a little more difficult, but I need to use Skype here, as I've told you before, because it allows me to do certain things. You know, it allows me to well, it allows me to do this, where I put all the pictures down there over on the side here. There, there we go. I don't know which way to point. I see. I would put all the pictures up and down there, and so on. And I do that, and I can't. You can't do that. I can't do it with. I can only do like one person if I'm going to do it with Zoom. So it's not ready for prime time. Okay. And the networks I don't think are using Zoom, but I don't know what they're using. But they've got all their people at their homes. I love seeing all these TV people, you know, Mr. Beautiful, Mr. Wonderful, you know, and you can't get a goddamn haircut anywhere. And the makeup woman is not coming over anytime soon. And, you know, and also you get to see their homes. That's the other nice thing. You get to see their homes. And, but anyway, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up the lines now. And you guys can call. Let me see here. Let me make that active. Okay. All right. It's going to take a while for it to get active. I think you can call anyway if you're planning on calling. I don't think it's a problem. But for some reason, it's spinning around, right? But I'll, you know, if you want to call, give us a call anyway. It's Gabnet Live if you're using Skype. That's the way we that's the way we go with this thing. What is it? It's not. It's we're just whirling around here. You know. Oh, there. Well, somebody's tried to call in. Somebody tried to call in, and they didn't get in. Let them try again. Let's see what happens. Da 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 da. No, having trouble with Josh. Okay, let me do something here. Let me kill Skype, okay? And then let me start it up again. And we'll see and hope and pray that... now it's working. Now it's working. Now you can call me, Josh. You should be okay. You should be all right. Yeah. No, it's rolling around again. That's ridiculous. Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, somebody else tried to call me. Other people try to call me. Let me see here. Brian Neary. Oh, okay. There's Brian. He's okay. All right. And Zeller, Jeff Zeller is calling. We'll go to him and see if we get him here. Let me see here. Charlene Martinez. See if we get her there. And Rob Alfano. I'm gonna wait here for a second. Josh Wheeler, who is calling. There we go. There's Josh. Okay, Josh. Let me see here. Let me start getting you people in here somewhere. Oh, wait a minute. Ray Renati is calling. Okay, that's okay. Okay, let's see. Oh, where? What? Who? Who's that? Yeah, that's
Hello.
Ray Renati. Wait a minute. Who else did
On
we
the
get?
road with Renati.
Okay. Let me put the. Let me see here. We have Brian. We have Rob. We have Charlene. We have Zeller. Okay, so we could put Ray in there, which would be Goomba, whatever, Gumball. Let me see here, and let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's one more that I don't have in here, and who is that? Oh, it's Josh Wheeler, of course. Here we go. Let me see. Where are we? Josh W42. Okay, and there we go. That's our whole bunch of people. And hello to all of you. How are you doing?
Horrific.
Huh?
Near perfect.
Near perfect?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you say so. Rob, if you put some light in front of you, you're kind of in a shadow. It's kind of like you're in a witness protection program right now.
I'm going to change cameras now. I'm using a different computer tonight.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're going to change you're going to change computer, so you're going to have to call us back, right?
No, I'm just changing the camera. This is my Mac,
Mhm.
and this is the Mac PC that you're Mac camera.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the camera always use.
Yeah.
I just haven't set it up yet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Get better.
Okay. Well, you know.
I don't know if you.
What? Well, we lost his picture for a second because he's probably shifting over to another camera.
Mm,
And we'll wait and see. Where are you, Ray, right now that you're walking down the road?
I'm out on the Baylands, the
Uh-huh.
Palo Alto Bayland Nature Preserve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's for all of
Yeah.
you people out there who aren't fortunate enough to be able to walk out
Yeah.
and play in nature. We're now bringing you a moment of nature on the
Yeah.
Ramble.
The nature show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me see here.
Sit right there. We got.
What? Yeah. Now, you don't seem to bump into anybody there, and it seems to be really quiet out there. Is it usually that
It
way?
is. Actually, at this moment, there's not people, but usually there have been more people than normal. I come out here often and there's no one, but recently
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people. That's why I bring the mask, because sometimes they don't stay away far enough. But right now there isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I had a hazmat suit. How many here would like to have a hazmat suit?
I would.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. Then I could go anywhere. Go ahead, blow in my face. I don't care. I have a hazmat suit. But
I saw people today with heavy duty like respirators, those two can things on the side,
well, those things mean they look like Darth Vader.
hmm
Yeah.
like serious respirators.
Yeah. I don't
Then
think. I don't think.
Then I felt, Alex, like I was going to faint. Like I said, oh my God, I was in Walmart. I'm like, this place is a hotbed. I'm like, oh God, maybe I'm catching it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, not a good thing to go into stores like that. I would not. Was Walmart?
Right.
Walmart, I guess, is that an essential business?
Where I am, it is. They had a lot of stuff, and I did it. There was not a lot of people because tomorrow it's going to be disgusting. A big line,
Mm-hmm.
for everybody to get in because they keep track of how many are in there and stuff. So I said, and I got some stuff that they won't have, and I did it ahead of time, and I got it. I wouldn't go in there tomorrow at all.
Yeah. It's terrible.
I
And
went to Costco a couple days ago.
Yeah?
It was empty. There was no line, nothing.
really.
Walked right in.
That's how it was today. I just shot right in,
Yeah, I we got our toilet paper. That's all we care about. Now we have a whole closet full of toilet paper. We're toilet paper hoarders, okay?
I know there was still nothing on the shelf.
Actually,
again. It's
we're. Can I talk?
Sorry.
Thank you. The hoarding, we're not really hoarders. What happened is that Marjorie went down and we needed toilet paper, and she got toilet paper at the store, brought it back, and it was one ply. Now, I'm telling you, in a civilized world, you do not have one ply toilet tissue. Social distance, Ray. You do not have toilet tissue that's one ply. That one ply is what you give to people who are convicted of bad crimes and are going to be executed. Okay, you give them. In fact, if you don't execute people, don't have the death penalty. Just give them one ply toilet paper for the rest of their lives. So we have some one ply in there, which she now just uses for blowing her nose, and one blow, and it's like she's got snot on her fingers. Now, she then goes back, and they've got another kind, but it's 3-ply. But the problem with the 3-ply is, number one, it's so soft, it feels like you're wiping your butt with a cloud, but it doesn't feel like anything's adhering to the cloud. All right? So the problem with that is the rolls are thinner. they're not as wide as the other rolls, so that each wraparound that you do is just thinner. And of course, when you wipe your butt, you miss your butt sometimes. So that toilet paper we're trying to get through now. And now we finally have got the Kirkland 2-ply, which are big fat rolls, and they're wide, and gee, everything's wonderful again. So, you know, considering I spend half my life on the toilet these days, it's pretty good, pretty good. How you doing, Josh? How's your sequestering?
Going pretty good.
Yeah.
No issues. Just go to work,
Yeah.
let the man keep me down and come home.
Yeah. Now you still going to work every day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, that paint doesn't make itself, right?
No, they didn't even slow down a little bit, man. They're not stopping.
Really?
That's not happening.
Well, but what? Well, I don't know what needs painting right now.
No, I mean, we make more than just true paint that you would think about in terms of like painting the wall in your apartment. I mean,
Yeah.
especially my particular plant, we make a lot of industrial coatings. I mean, if you think about it, everything has some sort of coating or paint. I mean, the plastic facade on the ATM machine, for example, and we make a lot of that kind of stuff. They tried to say, well, we do make paint that goes on hospital beds and respirators. I mean, they said that shit so they could feel better about themselves for making money.
Yes, I know. I saw it. My doctor was saying, the terrible part about Mount Sinai is they haven't repainted their respirators in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He said, I can't take it. These respirators.
I mean, we make a lot of stuff that you would not see like in the store, basically. A lot of our stuff, not sure when in particular, but at my particular plant, it can make latex-based house paint, but we oftentimes do not. We usually only do that when the other plants that are architectural are very, very busy in peak season, or they have some kind of huge sale, like they have that contract with Lowe's, etc., and then we'll take some on. But it's usually industrial coatings, so we just make a lot of different stuff like that. And a lot of our stuff goes to another manufacturer who then puts it in their paint guns or whatever, and it goes on products that you buy, for example.
Wow, I'm just looking at what Ray is shooting. He's out taking his walk. It is getting a little crowded out there, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you before. It's way more people than normal since this has all happened.
Well, probably because they know that they're probably stuck in the house most of the day, and they want to get out and take a walk at some point.
Yeah.
And this is pretty safe, I would imagine.
Yeah, most people are pretty good about keeping distance. Most people.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
Oh, do I hear ducks?
Yes, right there. There's our ducks.
Listen.
Mm.
Oh, duckies. Oh, how nice. All right.
Yeah. And sometimes there's geese, and they're really loud.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are today.
Yeah.
I better get going back.
And
Wait, is that right off of 101?
Yeah.
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 That's really nice area.
Yeah, when I was a kid, most of this was piles of salt, and then right over there was the dump up until about 3 years ago. But it's gone, and they turned it into part of this. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see here. I got to get Kevin in here. Where do I want to put him? Number 7. That's right? Yeah, good. Yeah, Hog Rider. Here we go. Here comes Hog Rider. There we go. And we got Kevin in here as well. Hello, Kevin.
Hey, Alex.
As he waves.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. Remember, this also has an audio show running at the same time, so you can't just wave. You have to go, "Hi, Alex."
Hi, Alex. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, thank you.
I'm back. Zoing.
Yeah. So, what's new with you? How's your sequestering?
Oh, just great. I just spent the last hour trying to fix my freaking dish. Got no signal, so that's like disaster around here.
Well, I mean, at this point, yeah, with this thing going on, of course that's a disaster.
What else you gonna do?
Yeah, what else you gonna do? I would find that disastrous. A house with no cable? That's totally uncivilized. That's like living in a cave.
Did it to me last week too. It drove me nuts. I had to reboot the system about 6 times, go out there and bang on the dish a couple of times, and I don't know what the hell it's doing.
I had a dish once when I was in San Francisco because I mean I could get the cable and stuff like that, but I wanted to get more, and I found that I had this little back window that went out onto a roof, okay, and which was low, and then I found that there's just a sweet spot where I could put a what do you call it, a dish, and I got a signal. And I loved it in those days because I was getting all the East Coast programs, right? So I could watch all the shows early. And because I got up so early to do a radio show, I was through watching all of network television by 9:30 at night. I mean, so that made me really happy.
Yeah.
But then one day it rained terribly, and I couldn't get anything. So
I really don't have a problem with signal too much, except for weird things like this. And I don't know. I just screw with the companies when they come up with a good deal and a $300 or $400 gift card and 1-year contract. I screw with them and I tell them to give me this and give me that, and they say okay, and
yeah, I
go with them for a year and then I switch. I've been through every damn company you wouldn't believe.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, I'm a cable whore.
I imagine when you call them up, they say that pain in the ass Kevin is calling again.
You betcha, and then they start sending me offers and all kinds of crap, and I say, well, you give me another $300 gift card, and maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah. So
I just spent my one from Dish here, and I bought me an Apple Watch.
Oh really? Oh okay. All right, but wait a minute. Now hold on a second. You have Dish, right?
Yeah, I got Dish now.
Oh, okay. But can you use your same setup and get AT&T, let's say, or DirecTV?
No.
So
I got a DirecTV dish on my house too. They wouldn't take it down.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So, but there are only two real.
I think they're the only two left. Is Dish and Direct.
Yeah.
Xfinity.
Yes, Ray. Ray's got his hand up. Yes, Ray.
Alex, do you realize that you invented Chromecast?
What do you mean Chromecast?
Well, the first Chromecast. So years ago, you had, because I just remembered this, you had the TV signal, and then you got a replay TV, and then you figured out how to use the wireless Wi-Fi, the cheapo Wi-Fi we had to send the signal all around to different computers on your house.
Yeah.
I did that after you said how to do it. I went and did it. I loved it.
Well, that
was before Chromecast. That's before Google. I just remembered that.
Well, you know me. I like to have a TV set in every room.
Yeah, but it was like it was a big jury rig thing that you.
But I gotta have some way of getting a signal from my DVR to all the machines, and in those days, one DVR, one TV set. Well, that wasn't going to sit well with me, so I had to come up with a solution.
Yeah. When you thought of that, I loved it because I had it everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
I just remembered that.
Down boy.
Yeah, down boy. Yeah. You know what we have? We got a pet. We got a pet. I forgot to tell you that.
No.
We have a mouse in the apartment. And he was in the bedroom tonight. And I looked down at my shoes and I saw it's a mouse. And she had seen this same mouse, we assume the same mouse, in the kitchen. And it's the cutest little mouse. It's about this big, And he's probably scared.
Never just one.
I just wish he would find his way to somebody else's apartment,
There's never just one.
Are you sure he's a mouse?
You say there's never just one?
I don't want to say the other word,
You say there's never just one?
There's never just one mouse.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
we had a rental, and we thought there was one mouse in there. The lady complained about. We put all these traps and these tape things up. Then we found behind the microwave there's like 5 stuck to that thing, and then in the other room. Oh
No,
my
but you know
goodness.
we have those things, and this mouse seems to be able to sidestep those things. We got them everywhere.
You got to bring the cat back in. That'll be it.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, I
on
got to bring the cat back. That's I want to rent the cat. Okay.
You get the cat, they'll be gone.
You know what happens though? Every cat I ever had, I thought, okay, comes mice, they'll take care of the mice, right? And every cat I ever had just looked, oh, hey, look, there's a mouse. You know?
You have
One
to
of those
stop
deals.
feeding them.
Huh? Yeah, you have to start starving them. Yeah, but they just go, huh, mouse, that's cute, you know. We, you know, so maybe there's more than one mouse, you know. But it ran under the bed, and then I went and looked under the bed, and I couldn't find it. It's like they
They're
disappeared.
going to the walls.
Well,
They
could supposedly have no spine or something, kind of like Trump, and they can't get through. You know, they can get under and in between other things. You know, and have no problem.
Alex, in my house, when we had one in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
you know what he was coming up through? He was coming up through the radiators. Like when I called the guy, he
That's
clogged
a
the
New
radiator.
Yorker. They're
I
radiators.
just said
Radiators.
radiator.
Yeah, that's
Going
a
up
New
and down.
York thing.
I
That's how
had
grew
to
up.
teach
Radiator.
Marjorie
He put
that
the,
it
he put the
isn't.
steel wool around it. He said, "This is where he's coming."
I was just saying
Just
steel
do whatever
wool,
you
yeah.
gotta do, 'cause I want him dead. I said.
They can't
Oh,
chew through
I
the
was
steel
on the
wool.
chair. My brother came up. I was yelling, "Get up here!"
Well,
I
now,
think I seen him.
Tony, I've got to de-New York you for a moment, okay?
What?
Okay. When heat is pulsating into a room, and then it goes around the room and spreads its warmth throughout the room, what is it doing?
Say that again. Can I get multiple choice on this?
Yes,
trying to
it
think
could
of
be.
it.
Okay, I'll give you multiple choice. Two choices.
Okay.
It either radiates or radiates.
It radiates.
No, it radiates.
Oh shit! I got it wrong.
This is the way I grew up too.
You know what he
Called it
said?
My
radiator
grandma
for
used to
years.
say radiator.
Yeah.
This
In
is-
San Francisco.
The guy when we had the work done,
Mhm.
he says those steel radiators, they're worth a lot of money.
They're radiators.
One of the radiators. I mean, we had one unplugged because it was really hot. He says, "You want that?" He wanted to take it out. My brother says, "No, we're keeping it." But it worth money.
The guy who
we can sell it to him.
the guy who
It's not.
we thought we were renting this apartment from, when he came in here, he went down the basement and he found some really old radiators, beautiful old radiators, and he had installed them up here because you know those things, if they were made in 1900, they'll still work today. It's a very simple appliance.
I mean, they work so good in my mom's room that we had to turn hers off because it was getting. We have them in almost every room. It was getting too hot.
Yeah, we don't have that same problem because somehow the landlord wants to save money, so he makes sure he doesn't send up more than he needs to send up. And we have a kind of like thermostat. It's not really a thermostat, but it's something that sends a signal to their Brooklyn offices that tells their Brooklyn offices when to turn things on and off in each apartment. So it's a very weird system, but I very seldom have felt overheated by the radiators here.
See, I like it
Now, of
cold
course,
when
I
it's
don't have a
too-
radiator, and a radiator might overheat.
I don't know. I know they drip sometimes because my mother's was dripping into the apartment downstairs. We had to fix it.
Well, that sounds like an affliction
know.
of some sort.
I don't know.
I don't trust things.
Hey, Tony,
Yeah.
did you ever put boogers on them too?
What's that? No.
Boogers on the radiator?
No.
You ever put what?
We used to
You know
do
what
that
mother
in school.
actually, she used to put the clothes on it. She still does. Sometimes we'll put the clothes on it. She'll say, put them on the
We used to do
radiator
that in
instead of
school.
putting
We
the dry.
put boogers on them and they dry up.
She used to have the socks on there, the shirts, because they were getting warm
Wait,
fast.
what do you put
It's
on
like
them,
in the
Kevin?
1900s, I said. We got to fucking dry it, I said. No, put them. Actually, I do like the feel when they're on the radiator a little bit better.
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. When our gas went out in our dryer, and the dryer wouldn't work. We could air dry things, but sometimes when we really got them good and wet, we put them on the radiator.
Radiator, yeah.
Uh-oh, he said it now.
That's what we do,
Radiator.
yeah.
Hi. Hi.
I always called it
Hi.
radiator.
Oh, look who's there.
Yeah, the whole family. Well, the whole family now.
Oh, is that his house? I'm like, where's he
Hi.
going?
Here, let's see little. Oh, she's adorable. She's.
Say hi, Alex. Come on. Hey, say hi, my friends.
Hey, what's your name again?
What's going on?
What?
Say your name. Say your name.
Adrian.
Adrian.
Adrian. Okay, I have a friend here called Adrian, by the way. You know.
Okay.
Okay,
Say goodbye.
Yeah. That's the only kid, right?
Two others, but they're engulfed in what they're doing. So,
I see. Okay, I didn't know how many kids you had.
Yeah, a 14 and a 12-year-old.
Yeah, but
I thought you were going to say 14 kids.
No.
Yeah, 14.
Well, if you ever need to, you can always kill the other two and save the cute one.
Oh, a cute daughter and a hot wife. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm ready to trade the boy anytime.
You ready? Really? How
He's
old
a
is he now?
14-year-old.
Oh
14.
God! Oh God!
Oh, that's the age. I had
Seems
one
like
of those.
14 in quarantine, right?
You know,
Yeah.
there were
I got a 17-year-old. Oh my God. In
Yep.
quarantine.
Yep, you want to kill him, yeah.
There were
Oh, my
times.
gosh.
There were times in my life that I kind of wished that I had some children. You know, you think it would have been kind of made my life more interesting in another way. And now, after I have this pandemic, I think about myself being stuck with, say, like 2 kids, like who are like 5 years old and 6 years old, just climbing the walls, So, are the kids, by the way, Brian, are they getting a little cabin feverish?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
How are you handling that? I mean, are you letting them go out somehow?
Yeah, so I'm working in the morning. So usually I'm working by 6 o'clock, and then I usually get out of there about noon or about 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I come home, so in the morning they can do whatever they want, but then by the time I get home, they have 1 hour outside time.
Mm-hmm.
They have another hour piano. They have an hour of art, and then they do reading for an hour. And then by that time, it's dinner time.
Now, are teachers, are they doing classrooms at home?
Yeah, in the morning. So when they wake up, first they have to log on and take care of all that by the time I get home.
And what are the schools using? Zoom for that?
Yes, Google Classrooms actually.
Google Classrooms. I never heard of that.
Yeah. And the great thing about having kids in junior high, well, right across the street is the junior high right here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I show you the sunset, remember I told you the soccer fields?
Yeah.
So the good thing about the junior highs right now is they have something called Infinite Campus. So a lot of the schools do that now. I think every school does that now. So you can see your kids, all your kids' classes and what they're getting right now, their grade. You can also see every single test they've done and every single worksheet that they've turned in. You see their scores for everything. So everything is alive.
And when they cut.
Yes. So you can't just like tell daddy, oh yeah, I turned that in, and no, you know everything.
Yeah.
So how is this homeschooling working out, do you think?
It's good. It's good. And actually I contacted one of the teachers this week just to make sure, and now I have other emails and stuff like that. So I think it's good to keep them busy and keep them going a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's nothing like them being in school, but at least they're getting some kind of learning. And then, every parent should have their own. I mean, even when they're going to school, they still have to get outside for a little while, and they still have to do reading for an hour. Yeah, and piano.
Now, I don't understand this. What are they doing for kids whose parents don't have computers? I mean, there's some people that don't have the ability to own a computer.
Yeah, and Kevin will know. Probably hears this too. Yeah, the schools have been giving laptops. They're issuing out laptops.
Wow, good.
Wow.
Chromebooks,
This is really good. Yeah.
Google's passing out a lot of them.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Google's doing it as a service to the public, then, I imagine.
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrific. That's really good.
My son's doing this whole thing. My 17-year-old. He has the Chromebook. He's going to school every day.
Yeah. But the thing is, how much time do they have to spend with their classroom online, as opposed to the amount of time they'd be spending on if they were at school in a classroom.
They're keeping my son busy as hell.
Oh yeah,
Really?
my daughter's been doing it. You have to kick her in the ass in the morning to get her going.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I got her going about noon, and she's in there, been working on Shakespeare since noon, and she's still in there.
Wow.
Mine is live. It's live. He has to be there at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, there's some stuff she has to go on, but her classes are off and on for Zoom. But she works off and on depending on what class is scheduled for Zooms, and then she'll get her assignments, and then she's got to turn something in on Sunday, I guess. But that's all Google Docs, and they got to get those in by a certain time.
I wonder, could the classroom be replaced by this, or do you think that the classroom is needed?
No.
Not long
They
term.
have, at least at the middle school, they have so much opportunity to do their homework and everything in class when they can have an aide there or a teacher there.
Mhm.
It's so helpful. So they come home and they still have maybe an hour's worth of homework.
Mhm.
That's why it's really good. Then I can get them, or we get them on all their extracurricular stuff.
But do you feel confident that that your kids are going to, after being homeschooled like this, teleschooled as it were, that they're going to be they will have passed this year just as well as they would have passed it had they been going to classes?
No, I mean he's in advanced math and stuff like that, so he's getting some lessons, but not like he would be when he's in class. It can't substitute the class. I think.
See, down here they're talking about starting school early.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I can't wait.
Really? You're lucky.
She
Girls
said,
are like that. Girls are like
she was
that.
saying if they start in July, that'd be great.
Wow.
I have
Girls
Kevin.
love
I have a hard time getting my 17-year-old out of bed just to be there at 9. I mean,
Well, that
he
happens.
literally has to walk 50 feet. You know.
Yeah,
Right. I went
we-
through that.
we force her up at like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is late for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I used to spray myself.
Ain't
with
got no
water.
choice.
I think one of the problems still though is, I started realizing this when, he texts me when I'm at work and asks me to print something because something's like 23 or 24 pages. So I'll print that at work. And I'm looking at it and it's like Civil War and it's like, man, I forget the other stuff. And it's like, I know that's some of our history, but man, it's just stuff that, I wish they would be learning about so much more. And then I asked them, so what do you guys, were you talking about certain items like, the presidential stuff going on? This is before COVID and stuff like that. And they don't touch base on some of that stuff. Maybe it goes to high school, they do. But, junior high, man, there's still a lot of opportunity to really learn some really, things that they need.
Have your kids? Let me ask you this. I'm not stuck here with kids, so I don't know how they react to it. But do they feel mad about this, or do they feel they're doing their part? Do they understand?
God, he was jumping up and down. He's happy because the two oldest are so happy because they can stay home and play games. They have their time to play games, even though they got to drag them outside and all those other things. But the 4-year-old, we had the first WebEx with her daycare, and she was crying because she missed her friends so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My daughter's semi-happy and mostly pissed.
Yeah.
Because she wants to get out. She doesn't have any sisters or brothers, so she's, she wants to get out and see her friends, but
Yeah. Who's
she
making
can
all that
play her
noise?
game and that sort of thing. But otherwise, she just wants to get out and socialize.
Yes, Jeff.
I wanted to say two things. That my grandkids are all almost teenagers or teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and they seem to be doing fine.
Yeah.
But I don't. But their parents probably have a different attitude.
Well, the point is that you see all these kids out at the beaches in California, doing tequila shots off women's butts, and thinking that because they're immune from this whole thing that they don't have to worry about it, not realizing that Cuomo said something very good today. He said, "This is how did he put it? You're wearing a mask, okay? But you're not wearing a mask to protect yourself. You're wearing a mask to protect somebody else.
Yes.
And that
Yep.
person is wearing a mask to protect you. And it's kind of watching out for each other mutually. And in many ways, he said he felt this was the nicest part about this whole thing, is people being considerate of each other and not wanting to spread what they might have to somebody else. It's not that you're wearing it to protect your own face. You just want everybody to do it, so you're all protecting each other. And
Out of love. He said it was out of love.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what she gets pissed off about. She sees that and she goes, "Why aren't they wearing a mask?" She gets pissed off and she walks upstairs, and it's just going to take longer for me to get outside.
Right.
You know.
So, what do you guys think about some of the developments medically? This Revisidir. What do you think, Brian? Since you're in that business.
Like I said the other night, I think it's good to at least have something that they have a path forward to, but it's only reducing like an average sick time from 15 to 11 days.
Mm-hmm.
But at least there's stuff coming up. And
but that's going to be able to get some people off respirators, right?
Yeah, or shorter time. Yeah, and if you cut that by half, you have another person who needs one. Then you could double up on those.
Yeah, but I'm saying that this could get people off the respirators faster.
Quicker, yes.
And quicker, because they say they're going to try this first on the people who are the closest to death, so to speak, and give it a try. But they today just okayed it, I guess, for use, for compassionate use. Yeah.
Emergency use only. Yeah. So they'll still have to get qualified with that with more stricter tests, like normal, like we'll have to also.
Mm-hmm.
But which was really fast. They got faster than.
Well, by saying compassionate, what they did is it left it open for them to play their political games and do what they got to do.
But the good thing,
not give up their power.
Trump,
what?
The good thing is Trump didn't get to tout this for weeks and weeks before they approved it.
Yeah, well, this wasn't the one he wanted.
Thinking it was his idea.
No, it was another drug altogether that he was touting.
Yeah.
And it was killing people.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
Huh?
the one he recommended people would kill and over with.
Yeah. The one that gave people heart attacks. Oh, and then there was the Lysol and the Clorox. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's another.
Because if they wouldn't have qualified this until like in 2 weeks, he would be saying this at every press conference, and by the end of the 2 weeks, he will be saying that he was the one that told everybody to go to this.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, by the way, Dave Bowles writes on our chat room, and I very seldom read the chat room because I'm too busy looking at you guys and women. And it says, this is what Alex originally intended the citizen panel to be. Normal people sharing thoughts and experiences, not Groundhog Day food fights. Yeah. By the way, the reason Phil isn't here again tonight, his dog died. And he's feeling pretty
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Cat.
Dog.
Oh, dog. Oh, sorry.
Dog.
That's all right. It's a dog. Shit, I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway,
it's not funny. It's not funny.
No, it's not.
I feel bad. No, I meant I was laughing because I forgot it was a dog.
You thought it was a cat. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was a cat.
Yeah, and I feel bad for him. That's the hardest thing in the world is to lose a pet.
I feel bad.
He found that dog when he and I were chatting today. We chatted yesterday a little bit, and then today. He found that dog like on the freeway, and like really really bad shape, and brought it in the house and all that stuff. I mean, geez, crazy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did find him on the freeway. Now I remember that.
He has a little more of a history with that animal than most of us would have with our animals.
Yeah.
And that he found him,
it's
nursed him
horrible
back
when your
to health.
pet dies. It's just horrible.
No.
Really.
Yeah.
I still never get over it.
I always felt bad when I had a pet die because I felt so bad about them dying. And while I loved my father dearly, I don't think I felt as bad about him dying as I did the
You're
pet.
right, Alex. When my uncle died, and my dog Duncan died, I was more upset with my dog than my uncle, even though because I didn't like him that much, but still.
I don't know how many of you have pets. You have pets, Rob. That I know. You've got those big furry
Two
mothers.
cats.
Yeah. when one of my cats, Shabbos, died, I thought about it and I said to myself, you know, I could swear this animal and I had conversations.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, I can't
he knew what you
believe
were
that
talking
we
about.
never talked. We never talked to each other. Of course, he was a Siamese, and he was always talking. But we were, we never spoke to each other, and yet we did. You know, I mean,
no, animals must know. They know they're loved. Yeah.
oh, they know everything, and they communicate with you. You know, and it's just, I always felt that I had an ongoing dialogue with this pet. So, you know. And there's the little doggy. Yes. Oh, yes. Hello, doggy. Oh, no, that's not a dog. It's Ray. No.
No haircut.
So, Josh, how do you think it's going out there? As you sit there from your football chair, which is the closest you're going to get to a football game in a long time.
It's baseball chair.
Is it a baseball chair? Oh, yeah,
Baseball chair with a football.
All right,
shirt.
it's the closest you're going to get to a baseball game this year. How do you feel about that? That driving you crazy?
I mean, I don't know if it'll be. I mean, the NFL will probably start on time. I don't know. I mean, they haven't said yet one way or the other. I mean, they're going to put their schedule out. It's supposed to be normal schedule, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
I mean, they're starting to open stuff back up. I mean, at least most places that I know of. I don't know how it's going really, because since I've had to go out to work every day, I haven't really noticed a real difference anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Other than you just couldn't go do certain things that you wanted to do or normally did. But I mean, I noticed really no less cars out.
Well, wait a minute.
Everyone I was supposed to work with was there.
Have they gone shelter in place where you are?
Yeah, they had that whole thing, but that's what I kind of said a couple weeks ago, was that it was supposed to be this order to do all that stuff, but it was so vaguely and loosely written that everyone just ignored it. I mean, no one did it.
Well, in certain parts of the country, they ignore it only because they see it happening somewhere else much worse. Okay?
Yeah.
Here in New York, we could not for a moment think about going out. Okay? I mean, we're trying to save our lives and everybody else's. And when you look at the amount of people dead in New York, what did I say it was? We're up to. Hold on a second. I got to get back to the United States here. We're back to we have 18,399 deaths in New York City.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's almost a different game for us than it is for you, where you are. While there's still death going on, I don't know. What state are you in again? I always forget what state you're in.
I mean, I live in Ohio, and I don't live in Columbus. I work in Columbus, the capital, and it's a very populated city. It's one of the largest cities in America. I mean, I think it's in the top 15 or top 20.
Yeah.
And the state had a lot of cases. I think I read it was like the 7th or 8th most cases in the nation in Ohio. I mean, the outbreak was really bad. But the government didn't take any steps that were concrete enough to make people, not work or not do things. And when they don't do that, people tend to, people break laws as it is.
Yeah.
And when it's not even really a law, people just ignore it. I mean, it was just
it
was an order, but it's a non-policed or non-enforced order, so no one complied.
But had they made all non-essential businesses close?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But and then in parentheses they listed all the essential businesses, and it went on for like 100 pages.
Yeah.
So I mean, McDonald's essential, Starbucks essential, Wendy's essential. I mean, the dry cleaners essential. I mean,
Well, even here,
was essential.
Even here, they considered restaurants essential. Okay, not that they were, all of them, but to enable them to, to call them essential. I don't, I don't know what. What it's kind of like there, because people have probably less of a feeling that death has got his scythe and is hanging over your shoulder,
Right.
than we do. But it's scary. I mean, and I, especially at my age, with my physical condition, don't feel too safe about it. And I'm sure, Kevin, with your medical problems, you probably feel it's problematic. And Jeff, you probably feel it's problematic with your heart problems, And even though all of you are at the present time okay, the point is that you're not that okay that you could overcome an infestation of this horrible disease, right? So.
Yeah,
So I'm going to let the kooks go out and do their thing.
Yeah. They talk a lot about the Sweden case, saying that it's the balance of risk. When you see a country like that, did things differently, it's a good data point for us to have to see, what are we going to write in the books to say when this happens again? And one of the big things they say is that we have to take care of the elderly, and we have to take care of the people at risk, at high risk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we're supposed to sacrifice the elderly.
Well, that's according to the Texas Lieutenant Governor.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, for the well-being of the younger people who are going to need to have an economy. So, why don't you just go get a gun, Lieutenant Governor, and just shoot me in the head now, okay? And have done with it, so you can have your fucking economy.
Yeah, you die and open up.
Well, I think it's wrong when we look, he's washing his hands. He's doing his thing. He's doing the whole thing. We've all become obsessive compulsive.
Oh, he's doing the CDC thing, the thumbs.
Yeah. And you got to sing "Happy Birthday" twice.
Right. We don't hear him.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. All right, there you go.
There you go.
The demo.
Yeah. I mean, I just, it's a whole new world we're living in now. It's amazing. Do you know this thing's only been going on for 2 months?
I know.
Yeah, we're in day 62 here in New York. Essentially 2 months.
I think it's going to be 2 more.
Oh, easy. Until they have some sort of a vaccine or cure, you're not going to get large amounts of people. If the NFL plays, it's going to be to an empty stadium, but then you've got 110 players, plus the media, plus the television crews, plus, all the press. There's no way they're playing this year. 2021 is when sports are going to come back.
Tonight we were watching Real Sports on HBO, which I'm not a sports fan, but Real Sports is a good show. It's a really good show.
It's good.
Because it's more like 60 Minutes than it is like a sports show, okay? And their whole first piece was about what's going to happen to games where you have large stadiums to fill. And they showed where it started, where the whole thing in Italy spread from a town called Bergamo or something like that, where they had a major soccer game and 80,000 people showed up, and then everybody dispersed and went back throughout Italy, and the whole thing just spread like a wildfire throughout Italy. And knowing that, the question is, what do you do about these kind of games? I mean, when we're sitting there and we're watching now football game or soccer games and football games and baseball games where there are people crowded in, and we're going, wow, I wouldn't want to be there. You all of a sudden realize how scary that is.
Well, it's got to be a way to control it somehow. I was talking to a friend of mine today. And he is a retired fireman up in the Palo Alto area. and he moved out of town. He's up in the north, outside of Sacramento now. But his wife is an ER nurse. His daughter's a nurse.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter-in-law is a nurse. His son is a paramedic. And they've all been going through the whole COVID-19. I think the whole damn family's caught it and burned it off.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he goes, look at Hong Kong. He said, as big and as dense as Hong Kong is, they've got 4 deaths. That's it. He said they've been practicing masks and facial covering and cleanliness forever. And they've got almost nothing over there. And I went and I looked at the map, that you looked at, and they only got 4 deaths over there. And I thought, they got something going right over there.
Let me see, Hong Kong.
And do they bow or do they shake hands?
They bow, and they just, they do all that stuff. It's different. And if you notice, somebody from Hong Kong, there's a lot of people even over on this side of the in the United States. They'll wear face masks or they wear those face shield visor hat things sometimes when they're over here.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty densely populated area. I wonder if they're doing something right over there. Not that I want to go walking around wearing a face mask, but something's.
Well, I can tell you, I went to Hong Kong in 1993 before they became part of China, and then I went to China, and it's like night and day. Hong Kong is super clean. People wear masks always. If they're sick, they wear a mask.
And
always.
they're cleaning their hands and everything.
Always wash it.
Here it is.
There's none of those markets. And when you go to China, people have respiratory problems and all this because it's just so filthy and sick.
Okay.
And
Now wait a
Hong
minute.
Kong,
Hold on a second. First of all, you're absolutely right. There only have been 4 deaths in Hong Kong. Only a total of confirmed 1,039 cases.
Right.
But, the fact of the matter is that in all of China, they claim there were only 83,959 cases and 4,637 deaths. Now, that's in all of China.
Yeah, well, that's...
With a population of 1 billion and I think a quarter, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we got to take into fact the numbers could be skewed a little bit, too.
There's some lying going on there.
Yeah.
But they put in a lot of strict restrictions, right? Right away, immediately.
But isn't Hong Kong more of a British control, or is it still
it went back to China.
It's all Chinese now.
Okay, I thought maybe that they were
2000
still under British control a little bit.
But the fact of the matter is that it's very interesting anyway. Let's say it's just a complete lie. Double, triple, quadruple those numbers, and you still got only 16 deaths.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing because Hong Kong is a very dense, large city. So large they build everything on top of everything else.
Yeah.
What about the nursing home stuff? I mean, do you think some of those cultures also they're taking care of their parents, and I mean they're not in nursing homes that are those things need to be a lot more regulated, or
maybe they just don't feel entitled. That if they don't want to wear a mask, it's their right not to. Maybe, because that's what seems to be the prevailing attitude here is, you know, when you talk to some of the real conservatives, they'll tell you, you can't tell me to wear a mask. And the attitude isn't, it's my right. Yeah, it is your right. Absolutely. But what about taking care of your fellow Americans, right? And getting back to work. It's all part of it.
Well,
right? Everybody wants to get back. But yet they don't want to do anything. Oh, because my right. Don't tell me to wear a mask.
Right. When you talk about these homes, God, now at my age, I have that to look forward to, huh? Don't ever put me in one. Kill me before that. No, really, because I mean, come on, they're death camps.
My mom is in one right now.
She didn't want to go to sleep the other night. I threatened her. I mean, she's joking.
Wait a minute, Rob, your mom is in one.
Yeah, she's in an assisted living facility, and they're on lockdown. Up until last week, she's in a dementia ward, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, they have games all day, and they have all kinds of activities, and they put them on buses, and they take them for ice cream, and right now, lockdown. You're stuck in your apartment. She has an apartment. She's stuck in her apartment, and that's where she stays. They, instead of the communal dinners, they're serving everybody in their rooms, and they're on complete lockdown.
And you can't go to see her.
Can't go see her. That is right. We call her. They'll. If I say, hey, Saturday afternoon at 2:00, do we do a Skype session? They'll bring my mother in, and they'll. Yeah.
That's good.
What were you saying, Charlene?
No, I was going to ask him the same thing. Like he's not allowed to see her, and that's good that they let you see her virtually like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, it costs her a fortune. Luckily, she's got the money, but it's like $8,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly a nursing home. It's an assisted living facility.
It's assisted living.
Different. Yeah.
But because she's in a dementia ward, it's a place where if you retire, you Alex, you say, I'm selling everything. I'm going to buy an apartment there. I'm going to move in. Now, you don't buy the apartment, but you move in and you pay them like $6,000 a month because my mother needs more care. So hers is more expensive than yours. You live there. You can have a car. You come and go. Your meals are all taken care of. They have all kinds of activities.
Right.
And you live there. And the longer you're there and the more services you need, then the more you pay. It includes all your food. So if it costs you $6,000 a month, that includes all your meals, pretty much everything, unless you want to eat out.
Right.
So it's not bad.
The same place my mom's at.
Yeah. But the nursing homes, excuse me, the nursing homes are a real problem here. They're landlocked cruise ships. I mean, they're
it's a good way to put it.
Well, I mean, and you want to talk about where they're seeing the worst. Some of the states that are seeing some of the worst outbreaks are prisons.
Right.
I mean, and there's no way they can have a prison with social distancing. They weren't built that way.
Yeah, that one right by Josh was on the news last night, I think. Was it Mason or something like that, Josh? I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, you mean Marion?
Yeah, Marion.
Yeah. They have a pretty bad outbreak up there, I guess. I think there's a couple hundred inmates.
Yeah, it was a few hundred, I think.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out where they're going to put them.
Yeah. So that's terrible. And then of course we got the Tyson chicken plant.
Oh yeah, they're dropping like flies up there.
Yeah.
And
900 people infected.
He's telling them to go back to work, Trump.
Yeah, it's some incredible amount. And
900,
the president's forcing them to go back to work.
Is he out of his mind, this man?
Well, I don't know how much I want chicken. I don't want it that much, I mean,
it's all frozen shit.
Well, I mean, he did one of those defense thing orders that he supposedly can do, and just said, everybody back to work. You got to open up those plants. We need our chicken.
Yeah, but what I heard about that, the only reason that they closed was because they were worried about being sued.
Yeah, they weren't worried about people dying.
They're worried about being sued, and by Trump signing that, it takes away the liability for Tyson to, get in any kind of trouble.
Yeah, what do you think?
Lawsuit.
Oh, I don't like that.
What do you think is going to be the future of Tyson now with all of this?
I hope it's not bad. I'll miss my nuggets.
You'll miss your nuggets?
They are good, though, yeah. My mother
miss my nuggets, man.
He put them in the oven.
Well, you can always go to Popeyes. I think they have nuggets.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. Popeye has good coleslaw.
Yeah,
too,
yes, Kevin.
Did you happen to see the new spokesperson today?
Oh, my God.
Huh?
The new, new spokesperson for who?
The one that took over Huckabee's job.
Woo.
Spicer's job.
Oh, the new I thought you meant the spokesperson
the White House
for Tyson.
I think she said something today, but I just sat there and stared at her for crying out loud.
I know.
Yeah. At last, we finally, what a difference, huh, between her and
Very
Huckabee.
well spoken, too.
Very well spoken,
Absolutely
but I would
gorgeous.
think that makes her doubly dangerous.
Yes,
okay?
exactly. She was putting people in their place
What happened?
well.
What happened to Ray? Did we lose him?
I don't know. He left.
He left. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I will take him and fade him out from our group here. Let's
Oh,
see.
yeah, she held her own pretty good for the first day.
Yeah, she held her own okay, and I was holding my own while I was watching her. So no,
But,
she's hot looking, but you can't touch her because she's wearing that cross, and I'm a vampire. And
when they
Only
gave
the good
they gave
die
the full
young.
shot when she was walking away, I went, "Holy crap! Those heels are about 10 inches long."
oh, really? Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know what she is? She is a perfect example. If Albert were here, he could agree with me on this. We went to the Republican convention here in New York City.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, and we're walking around, and I said to him, "Is it my imagination? Are these Republican women hot as shit?" And he said, "Amazingly so." And I said, I think it's just to be able to get to you, because see, you can't have this because you're not of the right, you don't belong to the right.
It's like she just walked off the Fox set.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, Ray is back, so we can put him back on the thing here.
Oh, I just looked her up to see what she looked like. Kaylee McKenney.
Yeah.
McKenney.
I didn't get her name because I was too busy looking at her.
Nice teeth. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm a sexist pig. Okay. So.
But that's what Trump wants, all form, no substance.
Exactly.
So,
That's all I can
Yeah,
say
well, I
about
don't-
that.
She kind of resembles Ivanka like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're going to give me no form and all substance, or all no, what did you say?
all form and no substance.
All form and no substance thing. Give me that, okay?
I heard that. I mean, I didn't read it, but the headline was that on her first press conference, she lied for Trump. So I mean,
Oh, she did a
take it
great
for what
job
you-
of it too.
Well, I mean,
I didn't hear it. I just saw pictures of it. I was working.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, what the hell?
She defended him with poise.
Yes. Well,
Did she do the swimsuit competition?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was, I mean, she's dangerous because of exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
He was very well polished.
Yes.
Maybe her and Gabbard get
Yeah.
into an oil
But
wrestling.
first day,
Yeah, Tulsi
Be
Gabbard.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I always feel bad about Republican women that I can jerk off to, because it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I figure, like, what would happen if I had wound up in Auschwitz and there was a female prison guard who I got hot for? It just wouldn't go right, So I don't know what to say. We keep losing your camera there, Ray. Maybe we keep.
I don't know what the hell's wrong. I know what it is because I had the camera software open, and if I do in Skype, I have to close it, and I forgot to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but she was pretty good. I should have brought that up. I'm glad one of you guys did. But he seems to be. Am I believing this all wrong, or does he seem to be kind of backing off a little bit?
Yeah.
Like not putting himself out in front quite as much in the last week. Because every time he sticks his neck out, somebody's ready to chop it off, and I don't think he likes that, especially during an election season.
Well, he got hurt with that whole thing about
The Lysol.
the Lysol and they probably told him, look,
Well,
back away.
Here is a statistic. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the show. Andrew Cuomo may be the single most popular politician in America right now. It says that current poll numbers are literally unbelievable. A new Siena College poll released this week showed Cuomo's overall favorability among New Yorkers at 77%. While
Probably the other percentage are the deaf people who are suing him.
While 71% approved of the job he's doing for the state. Asked who they would trust more to make the right decision on when to reopen New York, 78% chose Cuomo, who's very tough on this, right? While 16% opted for President Donald Trump.
Yeah, but those are New Yorkers, and they're not, most New Yorkers. It's a blue state, so.
Cuomo's stratospheric numbers are driven by remarkable bipartisan support. Yes, 70% of Democrats view him favorably, but 73% of independents say the same as do a majority. 53% of Republicans.
Wow. Now there you go. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's somebody who could maybe unite the country. Probably too bad that the election is this year and not like in 2 years from now.
Well, he's had a bunch of problems over the years. I mean, there are things about him that some people don't like, right, Jeff? I mean,
oh, absolutely.
The biggest thing I hear from my go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that we ought to talk about is that the stock market is going down for the last week or so. It's really bad. And that is really going to affect a lot of people who think about their money rather than people dying.
Yeah, well, when it comes to your money in America, if it comes to your money or somebody dying, they're going to take their money before they go out to help somebody from dying,
Q4 will be fabulous.
Huh?
Q4 will be fabulous.
Well, you know
Beautiful.
what? Shecky, my friend Shecky said to me yesterday, he says, you do know that the month of April was the biggest rise in the stock market in like 20 years.
Yeah, he's right about that.
But he said you have to weigh that against the fact that the months before were the worst we've been in 20 or 30 years. And so all it had to do was come up like 2,000 points, and that would have been a huge amount. We're still not back where we were,
and going down. Right?
Huh? And I'm practicing eating out of dumpsters,
Oh, don't do it.
because my days are numbered when it comes to if the stock market gets any worse. I should have pulled. It's like with a lot of my relationships, I should have pulled out before it was too late. So.
That's why you don't have any kids, though.
Yeah, right. But the good news is I don't have any kids. So, when I see a cute kid like Brian's got, I go, well, it might have been a good idea. But unfortunately, I don't have the genetic material to have a kid to look that cute. And between you and your wife is gorgeous, you're a good-looking guy, and you have these gorgeous kids. Me?
Yeah, but wait till I go back down. I got to settle something with the boy. So
I'd have to fuck one of the Kardashians in order to offset my bad looks and my bad genetic material. So it's Hey, I've just looked at the clock, and my other time has gone by. There's the theme. Hey, really nice. Just a nice little show here. Love talking to you people. You're the best. That's it for us tonight. Why don't you all wave goodbye, and I will wave back at you, okay? There they go. Thanks to Brian. Thanks to Rob. Thanks to Charlene. Thanks to Ray. Thanks to Jeff. Thanks to Josh. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks to Tony. Hey, I got them all. Wave now. Wave goodbye. There we go. Okay.
Now, thanks.
There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Let me just hang up on them unceremoniously here so that Jack Bishop can use the Skype lines next for the intersection. In fact, if you get a chance, why don't you give him a call? He likes to take calls too, just as much as I do. Anyway, that's it for tonight. That's our program. We'll see you again. We're not back until Tuesday. And if I don't have the coronavirus by then, I'll be happy to drop by and entertain you some more. In the meantime, I'll see you on Tuesday at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Same station in life. And in the meantime, getting off early here. If in the meantime, if you see her, tell her I love her. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And, I hope you don't die.